Hey, welcome back to Spanish Buddy. I'm Sophia, and oh my goodness, I am so glad you're here today because we have one of the most useful lessons we've ever done on this channel.
And I'm Carlos. Sophia, I have to ask, what does your morning look like? Like, be honest. Are you a jump out of bed, ready to conquer the world person, or more of a 5 more minutes person?
Okay, full honesty, I hit snooze at least twice, sometimes 3 times. Don't judge me.
3 times? That's incredible. And that's actually perfect for today because we're talking about daily routines in Spanish. Everything from waking up in the morning to going to bed at night. In real, natural Spanish.
Yes, and by the end of this lesson, you're going to be able to talk about your day in Spanish. What time you wake up, what you eat for breakfast, how you get to work, what you do in the evenings, all of it.
This is genuinely one of those topics that comes up in every Spanish conversation. Whether you're texting a Spanish-speaking friend, meeting someone new, or traveling, people always ask, what do you do every day? And now you'll know exactly what to say.
So here's a fun question for you while you're watching. Drop it in the comments. What time do you wake up every morning? We want to know. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
We're going to be checking the comments, so tell us. And while you're down there, hit that like button, subscribe to Spanish Buddy if you haven't already, and share this with someone who's learning Spanish. It really does help us so much.
Okay, Sophia and Carlos are ready. Let's get into it.
Vamos, let's go.
All right, let's start at the very beginning, the structure of talking about routines in Spanish. And the great news is, it's actually pretty simple once you get the pattern down.
In Spanish, when we talk about things we do regularly, like every day, we use what's called the present tense, and the most important verb you'll need is the verb levantarse, which means to wake up or to get up.
Now, the key thing about daily routine verbs in Spanish is that many of them are reflexive. That sounds fancy, but it basically just means the action comes back to you. You're doing it to yourself.
Exactly. So instead of just saying, I wake up, in Spanish you say, me levanto. Let's break that down. Me is like saying myself, and levanto comes from the verb levantar. Together, me levanto, I wake up.
Repeat after me. Me levanto. Say it out loud. Me levanto.
Beautiful. Now let's add a time. Me levanto a las siete de la mañana. That means I wake up at 7 in the morning. Let's hear that again slowly. Me levanto a las siete de la mañana.
Great. Now here are some other super common routine verbs. These are the ones you'll use every single day, so listen carefully.
Number 1, desayunar. This means to have breakfast. Desayuno a las 8. I have breakfast at 8. Pronunciation, desayunar.
Number 2, ducharse. This means to shower. Me ducho por la mañana. I shower in the morning. Pronunciation, ducharse.
Number 3, trabajar. This means to work. Trabajo desde casa. I work from home. Pronunciation, trabajar.
Number 4, almorzar. This means to have lunch. Almuerzo a las 12. I have lunch at noon. Pronunciation, almorzar.
And number 5, acostarse. This means to go to bed. Me acuesto a las 10. I go to bed at 10. Pronunciation, acostarse.
Okay, let's put this into a real sentence. Imagine you're texting a new Spanish-speaking friend, and they ask, ¿Qué haces por la mañana? What do you do in the morning?
And you reply, me levanto, me ducho y desayuno. I wake up, shower, and have breakfast. Short, natural, real. That's exactly how native speakers talk.
Repeat after me. Me levanto, me ducho y desayuno. One more time. Me levanto, me ducho y desayuno.
Now here's a little challenge. Can you tell me one thing you do every morning in Spanish? Think about it. Use one of those verbs we just covered. Pause the video if you need a second.
Don't be shy. Even if it's just me levanto, that's a win. You're speaking Spanish, and that is what matters.
All right, quick summary of what we just learned. The key reflexive verbs for routines are me levanto, me ducho, me acuesto. And regular verbs like desayunar, trabajar, and almorzar are used without the me. That's the pattern. Lock it in.
Okay, now that we've got the basics, let's take this into real life, because knowing the words is one thing, but using them in an actual conversation is where the magic happens.
Let's start with something that comes up all the time, meeting someone new. Whether it's at a party, at work, or traveling, people love talking about their daily lives. It's one of the most natural conversation topics there is.
So imagine you're in Mexico City and you meet someone named Alejandro at a cafe. He asks you, ¿A qué hora te levantas normalmente? What time do you normally wake up?
And here's where you can answer in a really natural way. Instead of just saying a time, try this. Normalmente me levanto a las 6:30 porque trabajo temprano. I normally wake up at 6:30 because I work early.
Ooh, porque. That means because. Such a useful connecting word. It makes your Spanish sound so much more natural and fluent.
Now, let's talk about formal versus informal Spanish here, because this comes up a lot. If you're talking to a friend or someone your age, you'd say, ¿A qué hora te levantas? What time do you wake up? That's the informal to form.
But if you're talking to someone older or in a professional setting, you'd say, ¿A qué hora se levanta usted? What time do you wake up? That's the formal usted form, the polite version.
Real life tip, in Latin America, usted is used more widely, even with strangers of a similar age. In Spain, people tend to use tú more casually, so keep that in mind depending on where you are.
Let's do a little role play. Carlos, you're Alejandro at the cafe. Ask me about my routine.
Okay. Oye, Sofía, ¿cómo es tu rutina diaria? Hey, Sofía, what's your daily routine like?
Bueno, me levanto a las 7, me ducho y luego desayuno con mi familia. Después, trabajo hasta las 5 de la tarde.
Perfect. Did you catch luego? That means then or afterwards, and después also means after or then. These little connecting words are gold for sounding natural.
Repeat after me. Luego, después. Use them to connect your sentences, and your Spanish will sound so much more fluid.
Now let's look at some other real-life situations. Let's say you're at a restaurant and the waiter asks what time you usually have lunch. ¿A qué hora almuerza usted normalmente?
You could say, Normalmente almuerzo a la 1. I normally have lunch at 1. Simple, clean, and totally natural.
Or maybe you're on a WhatsApp call with a friend and they ask, ¿Qué haces por las noches? What do you do in the evenings?
And you say, Por las noches veo televisión y me acuesto temprano. In the evenings, I watch TV and go to bed early. Temprano means early. Super useful word.
Let's review the key expressions from this section. ¿Cómo es tu rutina diaria? What's your daily routine? Luego and después to connect sentences, and temprano, early, and tarde, late.
All right, we're in section 3, and this is where we really level up. We're going to talk about the full arc of a day in Spanish, from morning coffee to bedtime, in a way that sounds natural, confident, and real.
Let's walk through a full day together, morning, afternoon, and evening, and we'll give you the phrases that native speakers actually use, not the robotic textbook version.
So, the morning. You've woken up, you've showered, now it's time for breakfast, el desayuno. A very common thing to say in Spanish is, tomo un café y como algo rápido antes de salir. I have a coffee and eat something quick before leaving.
Algo rápido, something quick. I love that phrase. It's so real. Nobody says, I consume my morning meal. They say, I eat something quick.
Repeat after me. Algo rápido. Tomo un café antes de salir, before leaving.
Now, getting to work or school. You might say, voy al trabajo en metro. I go to work by subway. Or, voy en coche. I go by car. Or, camino al trabajo. I walk to work.
Caminar, to walk. Really simple, really useful, and it's a great conversation starter. A lot of people in Spanish-speaking countries walk to work, and it's a very natural thing to chat about.
Now, let's talk about the afternoon. In many Spanish-speaking countries, there's a tradition of a lunch break that's a bit longer than in the US or UK. Lunch, el almuerzo, is often the biggest meal of the day.
So you might say, a mediodía, almuerzo con mis compañeros de trabajo. At noon, I have lunch with my coworkers. Compañeros de trabajo. Coworkers. Another great phrase.
And then in the evening, la tarde, you might say, cuando llego a casa, me relajo un poco. When I get home, I relax a little. Me relajo. I relax. Pronunciation, me relajo.
Repeat after me. Me relajo. Cuando llego a casa. Say it with me. Cuando llego a casa, me relajo.
And at night, la noche, you might say, ceno con mi familia a las 8. I have dinner with my family at 8. Cenar, to have dinner. Pronunciation, cenar.
And then finally, bedtime. Me acuesto alrededor de las 10:30. I go to bed around 10:30. Alrededor de means around, as in approximately. Really useful for talking about flexible times.
Now, let's do a short listening style dialogue. Imagine two friends texting. This is very WhatsApp-style Spanish.
Friend 1, hey, ¿qué tal tu día?
Friend 2, bien, me levanté tarde hoy, jaja. Acabo de desayunar.
I know, ¿y el trabajo?
Friend 2, trabajo desde casa hoy, menos mal. I'm working from home today, thank goodness. Menos mal, thank goodness, or luckily. Such a natural expression.
Repeat after me. Menos mal. You'll use this one all the time, I promise.
Quick structural review. To describe your full day, use morning verbs like levantarse y ducharse, midday verbs like almorzar y trabajar, and evening verbs like cenar y acostarse. Add connecting words like luego, después, and cuando to link everything together.
Okay, real talk time. When I first started learning Spanish, I made so many mistakes talking about my routine, and I'm pretty sure Carlos has some good ones too.
Oh, absolutely. Mistake number one is one almost every English speaker makes, and it's a direct translation problem. In English, we say, I am going to sleep. So learners say, estoy yendo a dormir. Sounds logical, right?
But that's actually not how native speakers say it. Instead, say, me voy a dormir, I'm going to sleep, or simply, me acuesto, I'm going to bed. That's what real people say.
Wrong. Estoy yendo a dormir. Right. Me voy a dormir. Say the correct one with me. Me voy a dormir.
Mistake number 2, messing up the gender of time-related words. This one trips up so many learners. La mañana is feminine, the morning. El mediodía is masculine, noon. La tarde is feminine, the afternoon. La noche is feminine, the night.
So you say por la mañana, in the morning, not por el mañana, por la tarde, in the afternoon. These little articles really matter.
Mistake number 3, saying yo me levanto when you don't need the yo. In Spanish, the verb ending already tells you who's doing the action. Me levanto already means I wake up. Adding yo isn't wrong, but native speakers rarely say it unless they're emphasizing something. Keep it natural. Just say me levanto.
And mistake number 4, mixing up hacer and specific verbs. A lot of learners say hago desayuno, I make breakfast, when they mean to eat it. The correct phrase is desayuno, on its own, or tomo el desayuno. Hacer is used for making or doing things, but breakfast, lunch, and dinner have their own special verbs in Spanish.
Wrong. Hago desayuno. Right? Desayuno or tomo el desayuno. Got it?
Okay, here's your practice prompt. Look at this sentence and tell me if it's correct or not. Yo estoy yendo a trabajar a las 8. What do you think?
Drop your answer in the comments. And listen, making mistakes is completely normal. Every single person who speaks Spanish fluently today made exactly these mistakes at some point. Mistakes are just steps on the path.
You're not failing when you make a mistake. You're learning. Keep going, keep speaking, and the corrections will come naturally over time. We promise.
All right, it's practice time. This is my favorite part. I'm going to give you a situation and you choose what sounds more natural. Ready?
Let's go.
Situation 1. You want to say, I shower every morning. Option A, yo estoy duchándome cada mañana. Option B, me ducho cada mañana. Which one?
Option B, me ducho cada mañana. Option A isn't technically wrong, but it sounds really unnatural, like you're stuck mid-action. Option B is clean, simple, and how native speakers actually talk.
Situation 2. You want to say, I have lunch at 1. Option A, yo hago almuerzo a la 1. Option B, almuerzo a la 1. Which one?
Option B again, almuerzo a la 1. Remember, almorzar is its own verb. You don't need hago. That's one of those direct translation traps we talked about.
Situation 3. A colleague asks about your evening. You want to say, I usually watch TV and then go to bed. Option A, normalmente veo la tele y luego me acuesto. Option B, normalmente miro la televisión y después voy a dormir.
Both of these are actually correct, but option A sounds a little more casual and everyday. La tele is the informal word for TV, like how we say the telly in some places. And veo la tele is very common in Spain and Latin America.
Now your challenge. Can you create your own sentence? Tell me one thing you do every day in Spanish. Use any of the vocabulary from today's lesson, pause the video, think about it, and say it out loud.
Saying it out loud is so important. Your brain learns language differently when you actually speak it versus just reading or listening, so don't skip that step.
And if you came up with a sentence, post it in the comments. We genuinely read them and we love seeing your progress.
Remember, the goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is to communicate. Even one sentence in Spanish is one step closer to fluency. Focus on the message, not the perfection.
Okay, we have covered so much today, and I am genuinely so proud of everyone watching. You just learned how to talk about your entire day in Spanish. That is huge.
Let's do a quick review of the 3 main things we covered today. Number 1, the key daily routine verbs. Levantarse, ducharse, desayunar, almorzar, trabajar, cenar, acostarse. These are your building blocks.
Number 2, how to connect your sentences naturally using words like luego, después, cuando, and por qué. These little words turn your Spanish from beginner phrases into real flowing conversation.
And number 3, the difference between natural Spanish and textbook Spanish. Things like me voy a dormir instead of estoy yendo a dormir, and using specific verbs like desayuno instead of hago desayuno. Those small shifts make a big difference.
And here's what I want you to remember. You don't have to be perfect to be understood. Spanish speakers are warm, welcoming, and they love when someone tries to speak their language. Even if you make a mistake, keep going, keep talking.
Here's a question to reflect on. If you had to describe your entire day in Spanish right now, which part would feel most comfortable? And which part would you want to practice more? Think about it.
And of course, if you loved this lesson, please hit that like button. It genuinely helps more people find us. Subscribe to SpanishBuddy so you never miss a new video, share this with a friend who's learning Spanish, and comment below. What topic do you want us to cover next?
We're thinking about doing a lesson on talking about your family in Spanish, or maybe ordering food at a restaurant. Let us know which one you want first. Vote in the comments.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. You are all doing amazing, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you next time.